Oh, yes.
Welcome back, everyone. Today I have a very different type of review. Instead of looking at an action figure, I'm going to be looking at a model kit. Specifically, this is Flame Toys IDW version Optimus Prime model kit. This is the first time I've ever actually bought one of these. If you don't know Flame Toys, they produce two sublines for the Transformers brand. This first one is called Furai model, and they're like the Gundam Gunpla. I think I'm saying that right. Gunplay. I don't know. Models that you put them together piece by piece, they become these articulated little figures. And then you also have their Kurokara Kuri, again, hoping I'm pronouncing that right, series of figures which are very high-end, highly detailed action figures. They don't transform, but they're not models either. They have a very high parts count, crazy articulation, beautiful details, but those are also exceedingly expensive. They're like $300 or more. A little outside my budget personally, unless it's something I really have to have. These model kits are more in the realm of 30 to 40. And then when I saw that they were doing an IDW Optimus Prime, me being a huge fan of the IDW series, I had to have it. Previously to this, the other models they had released were a Starscream and an Optimus Prime that were original designs made by Flame Toys. And so I didn't have any particular attachment to them. Like, they look cool, but didn't need it. You know, it just came off as just regular merchandise, whereas this is probably the only way I'm going to own a figure of Optimus Prime from the IDW continuity that matches up to his appearance very well. So this review will be a bit different. I will still be looking at the box, and then we're going to open it up. I'm going to show you kind of the parts, how they're laid out and everything. I'm not going to show you the building process because this would probably be a very long video, especially since it's the first time in a very long time I've put together a model kit like this. Not sure how well it's going to go. I might end up recording the back end of this video like several days from now, depending on how bad I am at this. But yeah, I'll do a little time skip, we'll look at the finished product, I'll get my thoughts on it, and then you can see if it's worth picking up for yourself. Personally, I found this at Big Bad Toy Store for $35, but you could find this at other online vendors. You may find one at like a hobby shop. I know some Barnes & Noble stores might have them. But anyway, let's get started on this. So right off the bat, we have the front of the box. You can see it's this big, bold picture of IDW Optimus leaping into battle, firing at somebody. Some kind of cityscape, so I'm assuming this takes place on Earth. Very cool. Got the Furai model logo, Flame Toys, Transformers branding. Nothing special here, just the name again with Transformers. Continuation of the picture on that end. Here we have multiple shots of Optimus himself, different poses, a close-up. Here's the pieces on their sprues and all that. There is some English detailing here. Now, keep in mind this is, I believe, a Chinese company, Flame Toys. I think they're based out of Hong Kong. Correct me if I'm wrong. English is not the best. It says, good articulation with over 40 movable joints. Any pose can be set easily. The design reveals a modernized and shape-optimized Optimus Prime IDW version. It's not terrible English, but I don't know, like the syntax just feels weird. Flip them around to this side. Nice bit of artwork of Optimus with, again, his name and everything, some logos. And then the bottom, just more of a continuation of the picture. And again, name, Transformers. All right, let's open this thing up. All right, I've gotten the box out of the plastic wrapping. So now we're gonna open it up. The top just slides up off the bottom part here. So on the side, you can see what we have. You have the instructions as well as a foil sticker sheet, very much like the old G1 toys. Very cool. And then here's all the different parts on sprues. Here's like some clear blue, which I think are the windshields. A ton of other random stuff. Red and gray. Blue and gray and black. All sorts of colors. Mostly red and blue. The parts are molded in different plastic colors so that if you're a total newbie model builder like myself, you don't have to paint it. Though, if you do paint it, you could probably make some much more realistic looking colors. These are, you know, pretty flat colors. It's going to come off looking kind of cartoony, which, I mean, for me kind of worked because he is based off a comic book character. So there's not a whole lot of contrast with the colors going on as it is. Not supposed to need any kind of tools for this, so hopefully that holds true and I can put this together without some sort of glue or anything like that. Alright, but now that I've rambled about this, I'm going to stop the camera, spend some indeterminate amount of time putting this together, and then get back to the finished product, which hopefully looks like it's supposed to. Wish me luck. Alright, and here we are several hours later. This took me a good while, probably more so than I should admit. But yeah, here's the finished product. This is the fully assembled, fully stickered Optimus Prime. This was a really interesting build. Again, I've never done any like the Gundam kits or anything, so I don't know what to compare this to, but it's very neat. And here, I'll show you the instructions. So here's everything on the sprues there. You start off kind of by like assembling the innards of him, especially his chest area and all that. So he's much more complex than he looks on the outside. There's a lot of little moving parts and bits and pieces under his armor there. But yeah, this guy's really fantastic looking. Again, a lot of flat colors. You know, they use very flat plastic, which I think works for the cartoon aesthetic that he's meant to capture. If you want to paint him and make him a little more stylized or realistic, you can always do that. The stickers, for the most part, I think look very good on him, especially these like arm shields of his. He's got them on his kneecaps. He's got some, kind of hard to see, but on his helmet, you got the crest, and there's even little silver stickers in here. I like the Autobot symbol in the center. The bits I don't really like are the stickers here on his torso. The silver, it really clashes with the flat plastic, so you got like silver stickers for his grill. You got some on the sides, which you might be able to see don't stay on perfectly. Here on the ends, they keep coming off no matter how many more times I press them down to try to get them to stick. You got some here. I feel like it clashes. If I had, you know, modeling paint and the know-how, I think I would have been better off just painting him rather than just sticking with stickers, but oh well. But I really love, you know, you can see the little mechanical details under his armor, which is nice. Look on his back, he's got the little wing things that this version of Optimus had. He's got the tires on the backs of his legs, like he's supposed to. And this is cool, they go in, right? Because Optimus is supposed to be able to like have these deep bends in his knee. So those swing inward to allow him to do that, which is really neat. So those parts move, yeah. Very, very cool. And I mean, this guy's just articulated everywhere. You can see he's got like these like swivels within his hips, go up and down, allowing him to kind of stretch his legs out a little bit. He's got this nice bend on his knees. Ankles are on a ball joint. You got these extra panels here. He's got multiple ball joints in his torso. He's got one down here right at the like pelvis that moves around. He's got one kind of up under his pecs there, so he can do all sorts of crazy crunches and bends. Head is on a ball joint. Shoulders are on kind of like a double, like a triple swivel. So you got like this motion, and you got that, which is very cool. It's got a single bend in his elbows. No, double bend in the elbows. Which is nice. Oh, just popped his wing off. Get that back on there. And his wrists move around too. They're articulated. So you can come up with all sorts of stuff there. So now that Optimus is a floppy mess, fix him up a bit. So yeah, I mean, this guy can do a lot. He can go in all sorts of dynamic poses. Oh yeah, these move around too. A little more posability. I mean, this thing's just great. It's more than I could have expected for a model kit of Optimus Prime. It really feels like a high-end action figure. though it's a little bit on the light side. And yeah, he really looks good. Now you can see Optimus comes with his ion blaster, stylized in the way it was seen in the comics there. And he has multiple options for his hands. So each hand, left and right, you can do a completely clenched fist, which is fine. You can do the open hand, very dynamic looking, good for posing. And then you can do like the trigger finger hand so that you can put his ion blaster on either side. It's a little bit floppy the way it fits in his hand. Luckily it's not too bad. It works for static poses. But yeah, I mean, this was a lot of fun putting together, much more involved than I thought it was going to be. Took me a while, but I think the finished product is worth it. I mean, this thing looks absolutely great. Now, this is based off of the main design for Optimus within the original IDW comics. You had his early, like on Cybertron, War Within kind of inspired appearances. He had his very G1 appearances in the early run of the comics, and then in the very end, he adopted his Evergreen design. This is kind of what he took on between his like retro G1 and Evergreen. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the form that he maintained the longest. Small details change here and there, especially when he, comics went from artist to artist. This is kind of an amalgam of different variations of his appearance. I know sometimes he had this design on his arm shield, sometimes he didn't. Sometimes little back fins were blue, sometimes they were red. Sometimes he had these designs on his kneecaps, sometimes he didn't. So it doesn't match one particular moment in time, but I think it kind of captures the best of all his different variations with this form. Or, at least that's how I feel. He might feel differently. But I love the detail on this thing. I'm hoping to see more IDW-inspired model kits in the future. I would absolutely buy them. I know there's a Megatron, an Autobot Megatron, coming down the pike, which I do plan on picking up eventually. They did reveal that there's going to be a Nemesis Prime variant of this guy coming to San Diego Comic-Con. I don't think I'm going to pick that up. I don't really have any attachment to that. If it was going to be an actual IDW Nemesis Prime, aka Nova Prime, that'd be a different story, but it's just a black recoloring of this guy, which it's cool. If you really like Nemesis Primes, I'm sure it'd be worth picking up for you, but I'm happy with this one for now. So yeah, that was a fun little excursion into the world of model kits. Not something I normally do. I do look forward to doing some more in the future. Let me know what you thought of this look at IDW Optimus. Let me know what you think of IDW Optimus. I always love to read what you guys have to say in the comments section. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos like it, whether it's Transformers reviews, discussions, what have you, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell to make sure you're always notified when I put something new out. This has been something a little different, but I think it's been worth looking at, good way to mix things up. And with all that said, I will see you all next time.